Good morning and welcome to the Australian Bus Industry Confederation's 2015 National Conference. My particular thanks to Wayne Patch, the Chairman of the Bus Industry Confederation, for your great contribution to the Australian bus industry. I regret that I'm not able to join you in person at a time when Australia's bus industry has reached an exciting stage. However, I want to thank the Confederation for its contributions to several of the Australian Government's efforts to improve the quality of the nation's transport services. The Confederation has and is making highly valuable contributions in areas such as vehicle safety, including current development work with my department on electronic stability control for heavy vehicles, and in ensuring that the disability standards for accessible public transport remain effective. And I congratulate the Confederation on your choice of venue for this year's conference. Singapore's public transport system is an excellent example of how a well-run and well-planned network of benefits an urban community and its economy. Singapore's bus network makes a major contribution to these benefits. There is much that Australia can learn from Singapore in building excellence in public transport, and there's also much of value in the Australian industry's experience to exchange. I also feel that holding your national conference in Singapore is a clear sign of the broader and growing interdependence between Australia and the Asia Pacific. The Australian bus industry has some excellent opportunities before it. Between 2004 and 2014, there were substantial rises in passenger numbers across Australia's public transit systems. As part of this growth, public transport bus passenger numbers increased by 27% to around 700 million passengers across the nation. And between 2005 and 2015, Australia's total bus passenger task, including of course commercial services, has increased by 20%. This growth creates important platforms for the bus industry's future growth. For our part, the Australian Government has made important contributions to improving the road infrastructure that is the bus industry's essential workplace. This includes our investment not only in roads themselves, but in the services, such as intelligent transport systems that transform road quality. We've signalled a practical approach to developing Australia's transport systems. We will invest in public transport where it represents the best outcome. And we recognise that public transport can often provide the best outcomes as our cities become more densely settled. We are open to innovative solutions, and their development will create opportunities across the entire transport sector. I certainly wish the bus industry every success in such future opportunities. I look forward to continuing engagement with you and wish you a very successful conference. Thank you very much.
Well, hello, and I'm sorry I can't join you in Singapore for the bus industry conference. A terrific example, Singapore, of what a vibrant city is and what our competition is doing. Of course, the bus industry provides one of the great sources of public transport for our people. Nearly 50% of public transport kilometres are travelled by bus, and having effective bus networks is a vital element to our transport needs. We need to get the mix right. We need investment in mass transit. We need investment in roads. We need to ensure that people who live in our middle and outer suburbs are serviced to get where the jobs are being created. And we know through evidence the jobs are being created in CBDs, while people are moving further and further away to get access to housing so they can raise their families. For that to work effectively, we need transport hubs, we need buses servicing those hubs, and that's the sort of target that the Turnbull government will be focusing on. We need the best and most productive and livable cities in the world to compete for the best of the global talent, and the bus industry will provide or play a very significant role in that. I wish you well for your conference in Singapore. I know we'll have lots of discussions with Michael and the team in the coming months and years ahead to ensure that we've got policies that make our cities strong, vibrant and livable.
G'day and welcome. Sorry I can't be with you at this year's BIC conference as in previous years. It's a sitting week here in Canberra, so I'm stuck here. Greetings to BIC Chairman Wayne Patch and Executive Director Michael Apps, and to all the delegates who are attending this year. A special welcome to Land Transport Authority Singapore representatives in attendance, who I understand have worked closely with the BIC in organising this conference and the program. I've personally appreciated the hospitality of LTA in Singapore as both the Minister and a Shadow Minister, and last year I had the privilege of attending the city's conference that Singapore hosts each and every year. I, of course, and my office have a long-term relationship with BIC, and I can say it's a very good working and professional relationship that the industry can be proud of. A relationship that I can honestly say was part of the ALP decision-making process in relation to the adoption of a city's portfolio and recognition of the importance of public transport for Australia. For 2 years, the Coalition went about saying public transport had no role from the national government and that the national government had no role in cities. We know, of course, that that is nonsense. And I'm very proud of the fact that the government of which I was the infrastructure minister committed more to public transport projects than all previous governments combined since Federation. Your conference this year is very focused on the future of Australia's cities and what we can learn from Singapore and other Asian countries. The theme, Moving People, Connecting Neighbourhoods, fits very much with the BIC 20-minute city concept. I've adopted the 30-minute city approach because I think that is a more realistic goal, but the principles are all the same. I'm very supportive of the BIC research that you've developed over many years in order to put in place that solid evidence-based policy ideas for us to consider. This is what advocacy groups should all be about. The 30-minute city concept, no doubt, is a part of the solution. Buses, the workhorse of Australia's public transport networks, are a major part of the solution, addressing challenges like our drive-in, drive-out suburbs. Buses can provide the local public transport with walking and cycling options to allow people to do most of the things they want and need to do most of the time within 30 minutes of where they live. Your industry is a key part of addressing the drive-in, drive-out suburbs that currently exist in our cities. Enjoy your conference, and I look forward to hearing from Michael Apps and your team about the outcomes later in the year and continuing to work closely with your industry. Just as well, make sure you have a good time in Singapore. Cheers.